Sweet YouTube, welcome back to another one of my videos. So I am figuring out the whole situation with, the lighting, because I told that was probably the problem with the grainy, weird footage that I mentioned in my last video. That's why it was the lighting, so I whacked this lighting up a bit so my eyes are being fried, but it's looking good. I also changed all my settings and I think I've got everything sorted. Hopefully it looks good and hopefully I'm in focus this time. After that long bit of rambling, in this video we're going to be talking about theories and stuff to do with Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now if you haven't played the episode 1 and episode 2 or even watched anybody play it or are interested in the game or anything, don't watch this video. Either go play the game or watch somebody else play the game, or if you want spoilers, they're all going to be here. I'm going to be talking about theories. I'm talking about my questions, some theories that I have, and we're just going to have a general discussion about what the hell is going to happen in this last episode. So before we start getting into the actual theories of episode 3, I'm just going to do a brief recap of episodes 1 and 2. So episode 1 was pretty much like an introductory episode introducing like all the characters and stuff. You get to know about Chloe and her life at Blackwell, and you get to meet Steph, who I love. I bloody well love Steph. You get to see Elliot, who's like the new Warren. I can't stand Elliot. I find him very creepy. More on that later. Then we have Samantha, who's like the new Kate. I like Samantha. Samantha's sweet. And then we have Justin, Skip, all those guys. And of course we get to see our favourites from the other Life is Strange game, like Nathan Prescott, Victoria Chase, all that. Episode 1 seems to kind of focus more on like Chloe getting to know Rachel, and through that we're getting to know Rachel as well. Like we find out how they met at the mill and stuff. I found that Rachel and Chloe bonded quite quickly. Like they met one night at the mill and then they schemed school together the next day, and the day after that they're like best buds. It's it's quite funny to see how quick they became friends, but it's kind of understandable at the same time because Chloe had nobody. Episode 1 of course finished with Chloe and Rachel. They schemed school and they go to like the wee outlet place, and they actually see Rachel's dad kissing this other girl. So this other girl we then find out in episode 2 is of course Rachel's actual real mom, and it's weird because they have the line that woman was definitely not my mom, and then it turns out it definitely is. It is her mom. Blew my mind. So at the end of episode 1, Rachel actually burns a picture of her dad, of course kicks over the bin, does this weird scream thing, like a banshee, and then basically causes a forest fire. And the thing about this forest fire is that it's literally like a play on words. Her name is Rachel Amber. Another word for fire is ember. Ember, amber, fire. There you go. During my playthrough of the game, I actually missed loads of dialogue in episode 1. I didn't talk to Skip. I didn't even know Skip existed until episode 2. I didn't talk to Justin. I didn't walk on the stage either in episode 1. So that means I didn't get the interaction with Principal Wells. We were able to start a backtalk challenge with him. I didn't even sabotage Victoria Chase's homework when I got the chance. And I actually really dislike Victoria Chase, so it's kind of weird the way I didn't do that. So all this information sets us up for episode 2, which begins in Principal Wells' office. So this is where you have Rachel's 2 parents, and then you have Rachel, and then you have Chloe and Joyce. So basically, depending on how your decisions go on this, either Rachel gets kicked from the play, or Rachel gets kicked from the play but then put back into the play. In my playthrough, I got Rachel kicked out of the play. After that meeting, no matter what way you play it, Chloe is going to be expelled. She then clears out her locker with Skip, and then she graffitis in the bathroom before she leaves. Fashionable exit, Chloe. After this, she then finds out in the parking lot, after being expelled, which is really shitty, she finds out then that David is moving in with her and Joyce. Then like the whole argument happens with her, David and stuff. I'm not going to get into that. I hate David in this game. After this argument thing, Chloe then runs off to the junkyard where her and Rachel went the day before in episode 1, and she just basically lives there. She runs away from home and lives in the junkyard. She then fixes up the car that everybody seemed to recognize when like, hey, is that Chloe's car from like where she nearly runs over Max in the first game. And of course in this car we get this adorable Amber Price therapist scene, which I think is actually, like when I was playing it I was just like, okay, this is a little bit funny, I don't really know how to like play this, like what interactions to say. But then rewatching people play it today and other days, I really love the scene. It's really, really adorable just to have the two of them, and then Rachel just has her feet up with Chloe, and it's so cute. It's just so cute. I love Amber Price. I'm such a fangirl when it comes to Amber Price. It's so funny. Like, Max can go fudge herself. Like, what do you even call that ship? Pricefield?
Oh, I don't know. Die kenne ich nicht.
We also learned that during the Frank mission that Chloe sent on to Blackwell, that if you play your cards right and do the backtalk talents that I didn't do on my playthrough, Rachel's mom was actually called Sarah. We also find out through Frank that she is a little bit of a troublemaker. By watching people play episode 2, I watched people go into Elliot's room, and holy crap, that guy has problems. The poems that he wrote about Chloe Price, they are creepy as shit. I don't like him. He is very, very creepy. He has this weird obsession with Chloe, and like, I just don't like him. I want to distance myself from Elliot, please, thank you. He's a little bit weird. I did compare him to Warren originally, but now Warren wasn't creepy. Warren was just a dude that liked science and had a little bit of a crush on Max. He wasn't creepy with it, whereas Elliot has a crush on Chloe, but he's creepy with it. He's very, very creepy with it. But my highlight of episode 2, and I feel like I have to mention this, is whatever way you play the game, Victoria is going to be drugged. And it is absolutely hilarious seeing drugged Victoria Chase. I was pissing myself laughing when I just watched her fall. I just love it so much. In this episode we also get to see Amber Price like really take off. And like, the reason why I love Life is Strange so much is that they're not afraid of like putting queer characters in the game and just making them just be themselves. Like Steph, for example, like Steph and Chloe had that kind of conversation. I mean, we had the play scene with Amber Price, and oh my god, I loved that play scene. I'm not really into like literature and Shakespeare and stuff, but I loved their scene. But then the minute when Chloe left the stage, I was just sitting there kind of like, when does this end? Then of course, depending on how you play your cards, we get the Amber Price kiss. And it's not even just a kiss, it's like a makeout session. Let's face it, it's really gay. I love it. It's just great. When I was watching the playthrough, I was literally sitting on my chair, hugging a monkey pillow, and just sitting there like, I love this. I just love it so much. Like, it's just so cute and it's just so great. And it's just like, a little bit like you're only expecting like a little tiny kiss, and then they have this full makeout session and you're just sitting there like, I am so gay and I love it. We also learn a lot more in episode 2 about Mikey and Drew, and Drew's situation with Damon and Frank, that he owes basically a lot of money to those two. So the ending of this episode was unexpected. So it ended with Chloe and Rachel saying, yeah, we're gonna run away together. So they go to Rachel's house to go and get stuff, and then Rachel's parents be like, oh my god, you're home, Rachel, let's invite Chloe to dinner. Worst decision they've ever made. Basically, Chloe has this really awkward time with Rachel's parents. I hated that interaction so much. So the episode ends with them all sitting at the dinner table, and then Rachel or Chloe, depending on how you play your cards, blows at Rachel's dad to basically, you know, be like, you're a cheating mother fudger. And it goes off. Salad is thrown, a table's smashed with salad. And then we find out that the girl that Rachel's dad was kissing isn't his mistress. It is indeed Rachel's real mother. And that's where the episode ends. So this sets us up now for my theories and expectations for episode 3, the finale episode of Life is Strange Before the Storm. So with episode 3 being the final episode, I am not sure what to expect at this point. I don't know how the story is going to round off at all. I don't know where they're going to end it, because of course the friendship that Chloe has with Rachel Amber is like 2 years long? 3 years long. They're friends for 3 years, I think, before Rachel disappears. So I don't know where they're going to end it. Are they going to keep it with a day, like each day is a new episode? Are they going to keep that? Because if they keep that, that's like the first 4 days of Rachel Amber, and then we just never see her again. And they have bonded quite quickly, to be honest. They've bonded really quick. But I know like when you are a teenager, you do bond with people quickly. You don't have to get to know people as well to trust them, that kind of thing. When you're a teenager, I completely get that. Also, we have to remember that Rachel did save Chloe's life, both literally and metaphorically. An expectation that I have for episode 3 is I want to see an interaction between Rachel and her mother. I know like that might just be like an argument, it might be quite angsty, but I really want to see it because I feel like it will help us understand Rachel better and maybe understand like some of her mannerisms better, because like it's her mum and they do look quite similar when you see them, you know, in the game. I also want to learn about how like Rachel's family came to be. Like, is Rose her actual mum? They're like Rose and James. Is James actually married to Rose, or is that a whole thing? Like, is Rachel's life an actual play? Like, is it actually fake? Is James married to anyone? Is he married to Sarah? Is he like Rachel's actual mum? Like, there's so many questions surrounding the family. We also know that Rachel's real mum, Sarah, takes drugs because obviously we see her leaving the RV as we're entering the RV for Frank's mission. I take it the district attorney, which is James, he doesn't want his reputation being tarnished with, you know, the fact that he is dating or married to someone that takes drugs, has tattoos, is like a troublemaker in Arcadia Bay. He doesn't really want that to tarnish his image. Or maybe he just didn't want Rachel to be growing up with the influence of drugs, and maybe he wanted her to have like more of a stable home. I also would like to find out what happens between the two dealers, Damon and Frank. In the first game, we know that Frank is running the drug business solo. Him, Pompadour, and an RV. That's it. But because it's a game that's kind of focused on Chloe and Rachel's friendship, I don't know if we'll actually get a solid answer as to why Frank's solo and what happened to Damon. Did they just fall out? Did Damon die? Like, what happened between the two of them? Leading on from that, Mikey and Drew, of course, have been caught up in the crosshairs of the two drug dealers because of the deaths. But judging by the end of the episode, Drew's fate isn't looking very good because, of course, we see Damon stamping out his debt with a cut finger, which means it's stamped out with blood. So his debt's been stamped out by blood, which could mean he is definitely on Damon's shit list. It means he's either going to kill Mikey because he says it might be your little brother next time in the room along with Chloe, so he might harm Mikey, or he might just go straight for like threatening Drew, or even worse, killing Drew, which I'm not ready for, because Drew may be a little bit like a jockey kind of asshole, but I think he has a heart. And I do like him, and I don't like it when people die in video games, obviously. I think Frank actually sent Chloe on that mission to get the money from Drew to basically prevent Drew from getting hurt, because I like Frank. Frank is cool. I think he's a really great guy. He's not like a brilliant guy, he's a drug dealer at the end of the day, but I think he has more of a heart than Damon seems to have, because then she would get the money, give the money to Frank, and then Frank can say, hey Damon, Drew paid the money, you know? And that's how that would be solved, so then Damon wouldn't be coming after Drew or Mikey. And Frank says that Damon's been doing some practices that he doesn't really agree with. I don't know what that is exactly. I was kind of wondering what that was, but I was watching Emma Blackery's playthrough of it. She's done on Twitch, and there was like a cut to Pompadour, the puppy, and she was saying that it could be dog fighting, which makes sense because Frank loves dogs. I also think Frank mentioned something about dog fighting in the first game. It could be dog fighting with Damon, and then maybe that's what happened to their partnership. He just says, listen, I love dogs and I'm not letting you do this. I also want to learn more about Frank and Chloe's relationship, because it seems more than a kind of like dealer and customer kind of relationship. I'm not saying romantic, because that would be kind of wrong, but I think it's more or less like a kind of weird way friendship. Because obviously in the first game, Chloe knows a lot about Frank. Frank seems to know a lot about Chloe. Frank seems to be tied to Rachel in some way as well. So something happened, in the block of time that Rachel met Chloe and Max came back from Seattle and joined Blackwell. There's like a grey area in here where there's some kind of triangle between Frank, Rachel and Chloe that I don't think we're going to see in this series of Life is Strange, but maybe they will touch on it sometime. I hope so. I also really want to see Chloe returning home. Again, don't know if this will happen because it's so short, but I would like to see that happening, like, because I love Joyce, and Joyce really does care about Chloe. Even if it was like an end piece, when they're like rolling the credits and stuff, I just want to see a little clip, even if it is just a tiny little end piece, a little tiny clip, a little smidgen of just Chloe walking into her house, or Chloe walking towards her house. All I want is just to see Chloe return home to Joyce. That'll just make me happy. Even if that's like how Life is Strange Before the Storm ends, I just need to see it because Chloe can't live in the junkyard for too long. It's just not right to me. She has to go home to Joyce. I understand the whole situation, like she really hates David because David is a little bit of an asshat. I personally have a little bit of a problem with David. Maybe it is just because Chloe is my favourite character. Sometimes he just says things like very military, like when they have the argument in the car park, he says, I will be assisting your mother in some areas. He still has a little bit of that military kind of like, you will do this, we better do this, we're going to be a family unit, like an army unit. His heart is in the right place, he's just not very good at expressing himself. He's not very good at expressing his emotions. Maybe that is just because he is an ex-soldier. I don't know why I find that hard to say sometimes. I also, for another expectation I have for episode 3 is I totally 100% want more Anne Price. I need more makeout sessions. I need more hand holding. I need more just the two of them bantering, having fun. And there's another ship in the game that I kind of ship. Actually, there's technically two. I ship myself with Steph because I love Steph. But another ship that I have in this game is Samantha and Nathan. We've seen that little like end piece with them, like where she's sitting in like the chairs after the play and he walks around the stage. I know Nathan is a little bit of an asshole, but that's adorable. So that is my overview of episode 1 and 2, some of my theories, some of my thoughts, and everything. Basically, Life is Strange episode 1, 2 and expectations for 3. Let me know down in the comments down below if I missed anything. And also, I'm just going to do a quick little plug here. I made this t-shirt. It's for sale now. You can purchase it. It's going to be up for a very long time. I'm not planning on taking it down anytime soon. Of course, it is a reference to episode 1. I thought it was so funny during my live stream of Life is Strange. I kept using it throughout the stream, and I just thought I need a t-shirt that says nice Rachel we're having, so here it is. You can buy it in the link in the description. I need to order myself one. I can't wait to get it. I love the design that I done as well. So yeah, I really love it. And if you love it too, you can buy it again in the link in the description. So thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also show that subscribe button some love. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.